Hello, students. I am Dr. Megha Sharma, and today we are going to start a topic called leadership. Leadership is basically a quality of awakening others. Awakening others means it is a quality through which other people inspires you, other people follows you, and other people basically, you know, a manager or a leader work in an organization like a person who motivates the employees, who helps the employee, who support the employee. So basically leaders are those persons, those managers who inspire the employees to do a better output, a better productivity. These are few definitions through which you come to know the meaning of leader or leadership in a better way. Why leaders are important for an organization, what why there's a need of leaders. So first of all, it's very important if you want to achieve higher productivity, or if a manager want that the output of the organization must keep on high, must goes on high. So it's very important that he or she focus on the performance of individual. So it's quite important, it's quite obvious that you have to motivate the employees and increase the morale or boost the employees. Next point is leadership is basically gives value to the organization. When employees come to understand that here the manager is like a person who always supports you, who guides you, who inspires you to do a better output, then definitely this point will give value to the organization. Next one is leadership facilitates organizational success by creating responsibility and accountability among the members of the organization. Definitely, if a person is there to support you, if a person is there to help you, if a manager is there to look after your every problem, then definitely that leader or a manager is equally responsible, as well as he or she is also accountable for the growth as well as any sort of failure. What are the basic qualities of a leader? What are the qualities that must be there in a leader? Number one is, which is quite important, that he must be a good listener. You know, you have to say anything later on, but first of all, you have to listen your employees. Second one is patience. Must have some patience. Uh, take decision before you think. Okay, like direct towards goals, must be innovative, must be honest, must be integrate. Integrate means मिल के रहना. Must be confident about their decision, must inspire others, must commitment and have passion. Of course, he must be committed, he must have passion, then only he can inspire you, he can guide you. He must be a good communicator. It means that right things will be communicated at the right time, at the right place. Okay. Decision making capabilities. He must be having decision making capabilities. Then only any employee will trust him. Accountability. Accountability means whatever the task result is, maybe failure, maybe successful, but a leader always be accountable, always be responsible for the decisions taken by he or she. Next is again innovative, then empathy. Empathy means he must know the point of view of other employees also. He must think about the position of others. मतलब वो आपकी जगह आकर सोच सके कि आप कैसा फील कर रहे हो. एक मैनेजर को हमेशा ऐसा होना चाहिए, एक मैनेजर का विजन हमेशा ऐसा होना चाहिए कि वो दूसरे का पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू समझे. रीसाइलेंस का मतलब होता है, अगेन वही बोला गया है कि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू बी पेशेंट. यू हैव टू बी पेशेंट. आप जब तक पेशेंस आपके अंदर नहीं होगी, तब तक आप चीजों में या आपके डिसीजन उतने ज्यादा अफेक्टफुल नहीं हो सकते हैं. तो पहले आप चीजों को सुनिए, देन टेक एक्शंस. Next one is emotional intelligence. It's very important because nowadays emotional intelligence is very important. Emotional intelligence means you have to, first of all, think over what's going on in the organization. If conflict is there, then have some patience. How you must know how to resolve that conflict. That is your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence and intelligent quotient nowadays becomes a successful parameter. You have to be intelligent enough and you have to be emotionally sound also. It means there is no barrier in your growth. Humility. Humility means you must know how to help others. You must know how to understand how to solve the queries or problem of others. He must be a transparent sort of person. It means nothing is there in the organization which he or she must hide. No, he must be transparent related to his decision with others. His vision and his purpose is also. Next one, these are some sort of different leaders styles which definitely work in current scenario also. First one is delegative. Delegative style is, something which is less effective. Sometimes according to situation it is effective. The leader allow the employees to make the decision. However, the leader is still responsible for his decisions. you know I have the authority. Might be I share my decision with you. I might be share your opinion, but whatever the result is, whatever the decision is, that is solely of mine. That decision is totally of mine. Next is authoritarian or autocratic. Autocratic is rarely effective sort of leadership. You know, Autocratic means I am solely responsible. Whatever the powers what I'm having, I don't want to share it with you. And whatever the decision I'll take, I am solely responsible for it. The leaders tell his or employees what to do, how to do, but without getting their advice. It's a one dimensional type of leadership. Whatever I know, I supposed to dictate the terms with the employees. One is participative or democratic style. It is very, I can say, it is not very much affected but commonly effective sort of leadership style. The leader include one or more employee in the decision making process, but the leader normally maintain the final decision making authority. That is democratic. I take opinion from two, three, four, or more than that employees, but whatever the final decision, that is taken by me only. Next one is transactional leadership. Transactional leadership is also sometimes effective because according to situation, according to time, this might be a situation and leaders might get benefit of it. Transactional leadership in that leaders pay more attention to physical and social requirements of the employees. What are your physical requirement? If you are not having some sort of proper sitting arrangement, proper lighting is not there, proper clean or drinking water facility is not there, if you are not getting your pf, if you are not getting some sort of bonus, then these type of leadership or these type of or leaders can face these type of issues. Transactional leaders believe that the employee's performance is completely dependent upon the factors like motivational and the factors like bonus. The how much bonus you can give, they are inspired to perform better. Next one is transformational. Transformational again affects sometimes, always this sort of leadership is not effective. This is the ability to affect employees' perception through the return that organization gets in the form of human capital benefits. These leaders have the ability to reap higher benefits by introducing knowledge management process among employees and creating healthy organizational culture. This is basically a transforming sort of leadership, in which you are transforming the perception of employees and converting them into a capital or human capital. Next one is strategic leadership. Strategic leadership is commonly effective because in this, a leader works in a strategic manner. Strategy होती है like that, leader भी वैसे ही behave करता है. It's strategic leaders sit at the intersection between a company main operations and its growth opportunities. How well you understand the company's requirement and divide that process into strategy and convert them into organizational opportunity. Next one is coach style leadership. This is very much effective leadership because this is something like you are guiding someone, you are giving them some sort of advice, you are dictating, not proper dictating, you are like supposed to supervise them like a coach. At every step he used to guide subordinates. At every moment he used to suggest something new. So coach style leadership is like that, such as boosting employees, motivating, increasing their performance skills, grooming, motivating team, etc. Last one is bureaucratic leadership. Bureaucratic leadership is, I suggest you, this sort of leadership is not existing now. This is really effective and this is like an old medium of leadership, like dictator sort of. If I like your decision, then I may include your decisions in the organization. Otherwise, he or she completely reject the opinion of subordinates. You may heard about it like a traditional method. Bureaucratic leaders may reject the decisions by the subordinates. This sort of leadership lack includes lack of freedom. Freedom is not there. If I'm talking about employees' point of view, he or she is not having freedom. At least that freedom is not also given to the employees. Like he his decision is also not included. Right. Next one is, this is basically a theory. Theory is traditional theory is basically covered the different traits which must be present in an employee. You know, uh, this leadership styles is already have a lot of lot of content in it. So theory we basically covers only one theory because it's not so important in your cities and your externals. Theory is basically, first one is traditional theory. As the name focus on the traditional methods. What are the different traditional traits that must be in a leader to inspire their employees, to support their employees? Like number one is physical trait. Physical trait means he must be energetic. He must have good appearance. He must have good height. It means he must be look like a leader. Next one is ability trait. Ability trait refers to his mindset, whatever the mindset he or she is carrying. He must be judgmental, he must having knowledge, he must have fluency in communication. Whatever the things he want to communicate, he communicate in a very clear manner. Next one is personal trait. Personal trait means he must be confident, must have a creativity, he must have enthusiasm to do anything. you know he must have confident about their decisions. Whatever the decision he'll take, he'll stick in that decision. Work trait. Work trait means he must know how to organize an organization. He must know how to turn the goals into a realistic goal. Right? He must know the work culture. He must know how to handle the employees. Okay. Next one is social trait. Nowadays, it's very important that a manager must be a socially acceptable person. He must having an interpersonal skills. He must be a good communicator. He must having a cooperativeness in him. He must have a prestige, he must have a popularity, he must be famous in within the employees. He must carry social attention also. He must be having, that's why he's appreciable. Okay. There are few drawbacks also of this theory. You may go through it because everything, when something have positive in it, then definitely some negativity is also there. So go through it. It's like, this theory is not universally acceptable. Every organization not accept this traditional theory. Okay. So this sort of, because situational factors are not covered, situational factors को avoid किया गया है according to time, according to situation. the theories are different, the leadership styles are different. So this theory is again not fixed in every situation. Okay, right? That's all for today, students. If you have some doubt, then let me know. Okay, students.